Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our program, please join me in a round of applause for Peter Olay. This is his 37th year. The 96th National Convention will come to order. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the National Champion Color Guard from Post 472, Houston, Texas, presents the colors and remains standing while rendering a salute for the singing of the national anthem by voices of service.
Forward, ho! Ready, turn. Prepare to post colors, ho! Ready? Post. Present arms.
Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Order, huh?
Order, arms.
Reassemble, ho!
Color Guard, you may retire. Thank you. For the invocation, I call on National Chaplain Daniel A. McClure of Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, please uncover.
Let's pray together, shall we? Father, we thank you for this great assembly. We thank you for being the sustainer, the creator of our nation in many ways. We thank you for the privileges and opportunities we've had throughout the years to serve. We thank you for the legacy that we see within the crowd today and the stories that are told and untold. And Father, now as we gather in this way, we ask for your blessing upon this hour. the hours and days that lie ahead. We ask that we might be given the strength to continue to serve this great nation. Thank you for our commander, what he's accomplished this past year. Thank you for our country. We'd ask that you might bless it in a very special way. Bless each home, each community, each state that you see here today. Now, Father, have your will and way in all that's said and done. Might we do the things that would cause honor and glory to you and to our country. For it's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Dan. Please remain uncovered and standing for the POW MIA observance and the pledge. At this time, we pause to remember those who are listed as prisoner of wars or missing in action from wars in which we have been engaged. We in the American Legion will never forget them. We will not ease the pressure on our government to do the right thing and continue to work for an accounting of all of those missing. I now call on Chairman of the National Security Commission, Michael Schlee of Maryland, and Vice Commander E.C. Toppin of North Carolina to place the POW MIA flag on the empty chair. Ladies and gentlemen, National Sergeant at Arms Ronald A. Milashevsky of Virginia will lead us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Legionnaires, please cover and join me as we reaffirm our commitment to the principles and ideals of the American Legion, on which was founded by reciting the preamble to the Constitution. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to make best rated 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in the Great Wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. Please be seated. We open this convention with a heavy heart. Yesterday morning, our dear friend and North Carolina American Legion Convention Corporation President Jerry L. Hedrick joined his Savior. His sudden departure has shocked as many friends stand on his stage, on your national staff, and in fact, throughout the entire American Legion family. Jerry was far more than just a member of the National Executive Committee. He was a leader in every sense of the term. So much of what you will see and hear at this North Carolina convention is because of Jerry's hard work. He was instrumental in bringing the wonderful American Legion World Series to Shelby. This was the second time Jerry has served as a North Carolina National Convention Corporation President. Our love and our sympathy is extended to his beloved Marie and their family. Lexington, North Carolina Post 8 has just lost a great Legionnaire, but the Heavenly Kingdom has gained a prince of a man. On January 10th of this year, the American Legion suffered an immeasurable loss. Past National Commander and longtime New York Department Adjutant Richard M. Pedro joined Post Everlasting. A number of Dick's close friends and family remembered him with touching eulogies at our May NEC meetings. His passing came on the third anniversary of the departure of one of his closest American Legion friends, past National Commander John H. Geiger of Illinois. So respected was Dick Pedro that delegates to our 2012 National Convention in Indianapolis unanimously voted to bestow upon him the title of past National Commander. This World War II Navy veteran was a mentor and a friend to so many of us national commanders and leaders in this organization. But whether you were a brand new Legionnaire or a seasoned commission chairman, Dick was approachable and friendly to all. His love for his country, family, and the American Legion were unwavering. And almost just as unwavering was his love for the New York Yankees. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said, and quote, "We lost one of our strongest advocates in the veterans community with the death of Dick Pedro. Few people have served more selflessly than he has over the many years on identifying and solving the difficult challenges facing veterans of all generations. I join with all veterans as we pay tribute to Dick's service. On behalf of all the New Yorkers, I offer my thoughts and prayers to his friends and family," end quote. The American Legion also offers our thoughts and prayers and extends our heartfelt condolences to his family. To begin our opening ceremonies this morning, singing the promise that we make, please welcome the American Military Spouses Choir.
Our husbands have chosen a life of military service, and we come together because we have the same mission in life. We support our husbands,
and we implement music therapy to help soldiers with traumatic brain injury. But what we have together is more than just a singing group. We have a sisterhood. You get married to somebody in the service and you automatically have to step up.
When I was pregnant with my daughter, I almost died. And my husband had to go 2 weeks after I gave birth to her, and he was gone for 15 months to Iraq.
Join us.
I know. You have to pull yourself up and just walk through it and just continue on. And let people help you.
Yeah. Every day it goes through your head, will I ever see my husband again?
You don't know if they're coming back, or if they come back, are they going to be wounded?
We have to come together or we wouldn't survive.
Time will one day heal our pain.
to stand strong for you as you stand strong for us. The promise that we make is you are not alone. Though you're far away, we're never far apart. The promise that we make is a promise from the heart. If you're lost and looking for a shelter, as the shadows fall all around you, then dream a dream of us together. Oh, and the light that will surround you. The promise that we make is one of faith and trust to stand strong for you. To stand strong. The promise that we make is you are not alone. Though you're far away, we're never far apart. The promise that we make is a promise from the heart. The promise that we make to stand strong for you, strong for us. The promise that we make is that you are not alone, and though you're far away, we're never far apart. The promise that we make is a promise from the heart. The promise that we make is a promise from the
Thank you, Military Spouses Choir. Our opening ceremony host today began his professional career in the United States Marine Corps and was the first black Marine selected to the Naval Academy Prep School and then to go on to graduate from the United States Naval Academy. Because of his military service and regard for those in uniform, he has a special place in his heart for our veterans. He serves on the board of Fisher House. He continues to work with researchers in the U.S. Army to further develop their findings with the hopes of helping soldiers who experience blast-related traumatic brain injuries. He is an Emmy Award-winning television personality, an inspired speaker, author, entrepreneur, and advocate for veterans worldwide. Please give a warm American Legion welcome to Montel Williams.
Good morning, American Legion. Good morning. I see a lot of people standing, so do me a favor. Everybody else that's in the audience right now, you're going to be sitting all day long. Go ahead and stand up for just 1 second. Everybody else, if you can, stand up right where you are. Stand up. Have you stood up right there? Everybody on the stage, too. Stand up for a second. Come on, you guys are going to be sitting all day. So since you're going to be sitting all day, I want you to do me a favor. Everybody in the room, take your hands, put them right here. Let me see them. Shake them around a little bit. All right, now turn to your right. Your other right, sir. Take your hands, place them on the shoulder of the person in front of you. Shake them up a little bit, wake them up. Stop. Turn to the left. Do it again, hands on the shoulders. Come on, wake them up a little bit. Stop. Good. Turning back and facing forward. Now still standing. Part of the reason why I have you standing is because I've got to acknowledge a couple things really quickly. First off, I want to thank you for inviting me here today to speak to you at your national convention. But I'm the one who's got to say thank you to you, the American Legion, and your leadership. Your leaders are the reason why I think you and your leaders are the reason why the bill finally got signed to probably protect our veterans. It's because of the hard work you did. Your Commander Dellinger, spent tireless hours. You guys saw me on TV, and I appreciate all the warm wishes and the things that you sent me via email and Twitter and tweet. You sent me so many great messages saying, Montel, keep going, keep going. But I didn't do it. You did. I was running my mouth like a lot of pundits, angry, screaming, arguing. I didn't get an invite to Washington, D.C. to help work on a bill. You did. I didn't get an invite to go down and talk to committees. You did. And if it weren't for you, this would not have been done. So while you're standing, applaud yourself right now, please. And you can go ahead and sit down. So what have you done? What have you done? The president signed a bill that is guaranteeing or working towards correcting some of the issues that were pointed out in April. As I talk about your national commander, Mr. Dellinger, I should also acknowledge your national adjutant, Mr. Dan Wheeler, and his legislative staff in Washington, D.C., and also Mr. Ralph Bozzella, who's the chairman of your VA and Rehab Committee, and all those who work under him. I can't acknowledge every single person who worked so tirelessly to get it done, but we got it done. And what did you get done? Well, already today, today's newspaper, the adjutant's reports coming out and discussing some of the things that have already started to happen. One, over 190,000 veterans have been given the authority to go out and see private doctors so we can see if we can end some of this backlash. That's applaudable, folks. 190,000. Of course, we know that the bill is guaranteeing $17 billion, but $400 million allocated already for overtime so we can start to clear the backlog. $128 million spent on private care costs for just 83,000 veterans. So had we not done this, and had you not done this, there would still be 83,000 veterans, 190,000 veterans, who would still be wondering whether or not they get to see somebody. Now, a lot of people have asked, Montel, I don't get it. I don't understand why Montel Williams is so involved in this. And in my introduction, I kind of gave you a little bit of my background, but maybe I should give you just a touch more so you kind of understand why I'm so involved and why I'm not going to let this go. I entered the service, I should back up even before that. I was born in a little area, enclave of Baltimore, Maryland, called Cherry Hill. I grew up about 3 blocks from the Baltimore City dump, which was the first hazardous waste cleanup site authorized for cleanup by the U.S. government. I can remember as a child running through that dump at age 3 and 4 and 5 because the older kids used to make the little kids run through the dump at the beginning part of it to chase the rats out so they could throw rocks at them or shoot them. And I wonder now, as I look back at my life, here at 58, and I've been suffering from MS now for the last 30 years of my life, I wonder whether or not that had anything to do with it. But growing up in Glen Burnie, or growing up in Cherry Hill, my parents moved outside of the city to a small little enclave called Anne Arundel County, Glen Burnie. And as I grew up, I didn't know anything about the military. There was no one in my family, nobody in my family lineage had been in the military. I had one cousin entered in Vietnam, and I was so young I didn't even understand. And when I went to graduate from high school, after being very, very politically involved in school, I was the president of my class, My junior year, senior year, I was a student on the Board of Education. I was involved in all the local and national, state and regional student government associations. I literally was the last of the fourth child, and my parents had spent a lot of money sending my siblings to college, and, you know, tough times. Got to me, money ran out. And even though I had some scholarships, I had a very, very close friend who joined the Marine Corps. And at the time, and I should say this, a Caucasian friend, because I was brought up in a very, very all-black, segregated community. But a very close Caucasian friend of mine entered the Marine Corps, and he was 2 years ahead of me in school, and his first year out in a uniform got shot through the arm. I took it to heart. This was 1972. I needed to go kill somebody for hurting my friend. So I decided to enter the Marine Corps. And unbeknownst to me, and this is 1973, I entered in a delayed program, go to boot camp in 74 at Parris Island. While I'm there, I'm meritoriously promoted. I graduate, was sent to 29 Palms, I'm meritoriously promoted 2 more times. And somebody said, you know anything about a place called the Naval Academy? I said, I live 20 minutes away from that place. What, are you kidding me? I used to kind of go down and mess with the guys wearing the white uniforms in the summertime. So, well, you know, you ought to think about going there. And the second that thought entered my mind, I haven't slowed down. So I entered the Naval Academy, graduated with a class in 1980. And it was while at the Naval Academy in Haiti, 14 weeks before graduation, where unbeknownst to anyone, I had an adverse reaction to my pre-commissioning immunizations and immediately went in the hospital for about 2.5 weeks. Came out of the hospital, was put on a medical hold right before graduation because no one knew what was wrong with me. I was blind in one eye. I had numbness down the left side of my body. At the time, I weighed 200 pounds at about a 29-inch waist, and I was squatting plus 400 pounds. So people were looking at this guy saying, I don't know what's wrong with you. Can't figure it out. They kept me on medical hold for 6 months. Never figured it out. I got commissioned. But because I was blind in one eye, I was sent back into the Marine Corps. I mean, I couldn't go to the Marine Corps, I had to go in the Navy. So I ended up going to the Navy, being commissioned as a special duty intelligence officer, a cryptologic officer. And for the next 20 years, I went back and forth, Walter Reed, Bethesda, every single base that I was at, seeing doctors every other month. Something's wrong with me, my left arm, my right arm. No one could figure it out. I ended up getting out. I exited the service after starting a program where I was speaking in schools around the nation. Still, all kinds of strange anomalies for another 20 years. And then I was finally diagnosed in 2000 with MS. Now, I went through VA hospital after VA hospital. There was nothing wrong with any hospital I went to. It was so hard to determine what was going on inside of me because there was no history to show an African-American male in his early 20s with a disease like MS. Now, I'm very blessed because I'm glad that the VA and everybody else messed it up. Because if they had gotten it right, they would have put me off active duty. And I would not have been able to stay in the military. So I'm glad they got it wrong. So now we move all the way forward, and I start the talk show. I'm on the air. I announce nationally that I have MS. And I think everybody thinks that that's where my focus would stay. But even throughout everything that's been going through me with my medical debacle, I never once stopped calling classmates. Never once stopped talking to classmates, trying to figure out if anybody knew anything like this, you know, anybody else who has something weird like me. And then as I started reaching out, I started remembering, wow, you know, the platform that I have is so huge that why am I not using it more to help other guys like me who are service members? So almost 15 years ago, long before the cameras caught me speaking about this current issue, I've been out visiting our guys. I'm a board member of Fisher House now. I've been, for the last 3 years, visiting Walter Reed, Bethesda, trying to go and see every single soldier that came back during our conflict. If I could, I went by at least once, twice a month for 3 years. I right now go and cook around the country at various Fisher houses, just to be able to serve those guys a hot meal and sit down with them and talk to them. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to come and talk today, is because though we think we've accomplished so much, and we have, there's so much more that needs to be done. And there's so much more that really only an organization like yours can do. Because as we've tried to rally so many people around the country to figure out things, you don't have to be a 501c3 or a charity to help soldiers, but so many people believe that they have to be. And I thought today, with all the work that you've done, how can I step up here today and ask you to do more? But I have to. And why? Because as much as the VA has stepped up to the plate and they're trying right now to correct the problems, it's not enough. We may think it is, and we know it's not. It's not enough. We have right now, in the report that's going to come out, there's going to be some discrepancies. There's going to be some information about the fact that, maybe the 40 soldiers that they were talking about that were delayed in treatment, maybe none of them did die. We're going to hear some information today that's going to come out in the newspapers today, that some of the data that's been reported about suicides depends on who you listen to. But the best information that they say today is that though it appears that the suicide rate among our veterans has dropped in some people's minds from 22 to 18, there are people who think that that's applaudable. They think that that's something that we should be able to go, shh, it's great. But if you listen to some of the other counts where it says 30 to 35, then I think that maybe, just maybe, there still is a huge disconnect. And though we have now filled the ranks of some of the psychological and psychiatrists at certain facilities and added extra staff, there are still soldiers who won't even pick up the phone to call and say they have a problem. We know this. You know this. I spend time now not in front of a camera, not for camera's sake. I spend time with individual guys who call me on the phone. Now, this past summer, I took a double amputee and his whole family away with my family just for a family vacation. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't taking them to an event to put them on TV. Just come and hang out with my family. And wait, please, oh, please, thank you, but no. It's what I'm supposed to do. I put that uniform on. I put my hand in the air, just like all of you did. And I stated, I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Well, that bear true faith and allegiance wasn't just to the Constitution. It's to those guys, those women, those people who serve right next to you through all the pain, all the anger, all the disgust, all of it. And I feel now that in the last 7 months, there have been a lot of veteran organizations, so many of them, all coming forward. They're going on television, and a lot of times that before the first words come out of their mouth and the last words leave them, I'm hearing go up on my website and support www.somebody. And I get it. We all need money to solve some of these problems if we're an organization. But you don't need a dime to walk over and sit down next to a soldier at McDonald's, Burger King. You see one walking, just walk up, hey, how you been? What's going on, dude? How you doing? Months, how are you? 5 years ago, when everybody ran around and said, I support the troops, we had people giving 20 bucks to soldiers every day in the airport. Go get a meal. But the soldiers sitting right over here. In the last year, how many people gave you $1? How many people stopped you in the airport and said, thank you for your service? You got 1 or 2, right, in your uniform. But how many of them stopped you and asked you, what's your name? Where you from? You know what, I'm from that community. How you doing? We don't take the time. And that's what they need the most. Listen, guys. There are numbers that are out here, and we can go through stats from here to eternity. I'll drive you crazy with some of them. The estimates right now, 2,400, 24, 28, 44, 70, 7,100 soldiers have passed in Afghanistan and Iraq, okay? And I may be off by 5, so I apologize. But we know now for a fact that since 2007, over 6,200 of America's treasures have taken their own lives. But watch the news today. Watch it tonight. Watch it tomorrow. This is not a political statement. I say nothing politically. We have the hawks. We have everybody in the world wanting us to send more troops into harm's way, which starts with shock and awe and air power, has to end with feet on the ground. And when there are feet on the ground, wait. But when there are feet on the ground, that means that there are going to be feet coming back here injured. We just fought and screamed and hollered about not taking care of the ones that were already hurt. And it's going to happen again. We can't get out of this without putting boots on the ground. It may not happen today, it may not happen next month, but it's going to happen. And at least we know now that organizations like you, the American Legion, have already put in motion the things that need to help protect this next group that goes off. You should be so proud of yourself to kick off a convention today, and you're going to go back, or no, I'm sorry, you kicked it off on Friday, but to be here today at your General Assembly with all of your peers here together. If you don't take some pride in yourself today, recognizing that you are part of the only reason some of these guys are going to make it when they come home because of what you just did. If you don't realize that, then the person next to him, hit him real quick. And the only way we're going to keep protecting them is if you keep doing what you're doing. So, as I started off today by saying, it's a true honor for me to be here with you today. And why do you see this? In the last year, the last 2 years, I've lost friends. I've had people who have contacted me and tried to stay in touch with me disappear. And I know unless we all decide together as veterans to do what we were taught in boot camp, we're not going to win. And you know what we were all taught? We leave no soldier behind. So please, please, reach out. When you get home today, call that classmate you haven't talked to in 20 years. Call that shipmate that you were deployed with. Just call them and say, dude, what's up? How you doing? Because if you don't know how to get some help, maybe I can help you do it. I am committed, and I am so committed to tell you that back about a month ago, no, 3 weeks ago, I went on Neil Cavuto right before the bill was signed, and I said, this bill gets signed 4 weeks ago, this bill gets signed, I will shut my mouth. I'm not going to say another word. I will not disparage the VA. I'll not disparage its leadership. I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to step up and say, I got your back until you show me that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Got another 30 days. There have been some guarantees of things that were going to happen in 90 days. 30 days from now, I guarantee you, if what they promised doesn't happen, you're going to get this mouth. And it's not going to shut up until it gets right. Thank you so much for letting me be a part. Part of what the American Legion does is really, I think, one of the core things that makes you and separates you from so many other organizations. The way that you mentor and teach children of America about rights and responsibilities and citizenship through your many youth programs is absolutely amazing. We want to introduce to you a group of young people today who epitomize the future of this great country and of our American Legion Corps, and our American Legion champions. I'm going to introduce them to you right now. Thank you.
The 2014 Boys Nation president hails from Lacey's Spring, Alabama. He plans to attend the United States Military Academy at West Point. His professional plan is to pursue a career in public service or law. Sponsored by Post 15, Decatur, Alabama, please welcome your 2014 Boys Nation president, Matthew Ello.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having us, the Youth Champion delegation, here at the 2014 American Legion National Convention. First and foremost, before we get started, it would be absolutely wrong of me to not honor, mention, and thank those who have been essential and played irreplaceable roles in my becoming Boys Nation president. I must thank my mother, who is a disabled Army veteran herself, my father, who is with me here at the convention today, and my home post, the American Legion Post 15 in Decatur, Alabama. Without them, I would not have been able to begin this journey, for it is their undying support, regardless of circumstance, that has allowed me to participate and be successful in so many different events over the past several months. Being selected to attend Boys State was a goal I had high hopes of achieving. And once at Boys State, I decided to take it a step further. I decided to run for the office of governor. And on the campaign of striving for a tight-knit community dedicated to supporting each other's goals as individuals and as a group, I was fortunate enough to be elected. Thus, I was able to attend perhaps the greatest civic responsibility and responsible citizenship training program ever created, Boys Nation. By conveying the same ideals to the 97 other delegates in Washington, D.C., I would soon experience the single most significant achievement that would change my life forever. To be elected president of the 68th class of Boys Nation is something that I will hold dearly forever. And for all the opportunities that this has created for me, I'm forever in debt to the American Legion. But above all, I plan on using what I learned at Boys Nation to do everything I can, everything in my power for this great country that we live in. The invaluable knowledge that my peers and I experienced at Boys Nation has inspired us. It has inspired us to fight for our country, to defend our Constitution, to not give up on our country, and above all, ensure that our nation and generation prospers as it once did, as America once did at its very highest point, for God and country. Thank you so much for all you do for the youth. Thank you so much for fighting for our country and all you do for our veterans. God bless. Have a great afternoon.
The 2014 Eagle Scout of the Year is from Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. His Eagle Scout project, Be Prepared to Honor, involved producing a marketing and publicity strategy for Honor Flight Philadelphia. This young man participates in competitive team swimming and lacrosse, and he's interested in studying criminal justice and pre-law when he gets to college. He is a member of the Sons of the American Legion Squadron 926. Please welcome your Eagle Scout of the Year, Joseph Blasey.
Good morning. It's quite a view from up here. And what an honor it is to be here among so many people of service and so many recognized friends of Scouting. Thank you for selecting me as your 2014 National Eagle Scout of the Year, and for your support of Scouting for over 100 years, or I'm sorry, for about 100 years. Almost there. Clearly, Scouting and the American Legion are united through Americanism and for duty to God and country. I am proud to be an Eagle Scout and also a son of your American Legion from the great state of Pennsylvania. Never doubt that your Legion programs develop individual obligation to our community and our state and our nation. I saw it happen before to me and others at Boys Nation when it helped us learn that we can be thoughtful leaders for Americanism. Some of you we never know, but you all teach us by your examples of service, sacrifice, and doing for others through your membership in the Legion. The past year I met hundreds of veterans, World War II veterans, through my Eagle Scout project, and listening to war stories I can only relate to by thinking about the movie Save It Private Ryan, my personal favorite. You'll recall the scene on the bridge when we realize that Private Ryan will get to go home, but his captain will not, as he lays mortally wounded on the bridge, and he whispers to James Ryan, "James, earn this." Those 2 words sent Private Ryan home, remembering that those who gave all obligated him to live his life as a good man. Legionnaires, thank you for coming home from your military service and reminding us to support those who serve and to never forget those who gave all they had. I want to thank the National Department for my college scholarship, which I have dedicated in your name to my 91-year-old grandfather and Legionnaire, Bill Grogan. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Look where your love and support has taken me. Legion members, you inspire me. Like Private Ryan, I will leave your convention inspired to earn this right to be an American citizen that you have given me by selecting me as the 2014 National Eagle Scout of the Year. To this I pledge my sacred honor. Thank you.
In competition in Colorado Springs a few weeks ago, 2 youth champions took top prize in the 24th Junior Rifle Championships. Michael Steinel from New Philadelphia, Ohio, claimed the Precision Champion title with a 24.69.1 out of a possible 25.09 score. Mike shoots for the Great Trail Musketeers, the shooting club sponsored by Minerva Post 357.
Hello, my name is Michael Steinel. I first want to say that it is an honor to be here. I'm from Lowell, Ohio. I think you're back there. When I first went to an American Legion meeting, I looked around and I thought, wow, I know everyone here. I had always had the American Legion members around me and didn't realize it. I'd like to thank you for this trip. This was actually my first time flying without my rifles. I'd like to thank all of you for this amazing opportunity, for being able to shoot in Colorado and for being able to come here. I have met some of the nicest people anyone could hope to meet. My favorite part of this trip has been being able to talk to the Legionnaires, all of you. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been walking around looking at your hats trying to figure out where you're from and trying to collect as many of your state pins as I possibly can. I would like to thank the American Legion and the Sons of the American Legion for the scholarship that I'm receiving. I'm going to my senior year of high school and I'm starting to visit colleges and their rifle teams. This scholarship will really help me to be able to choose from any of the colleges that I'm looking at. I would like to thank the American Legion for supporting my sport. In today's society, guns have a negative image in the media. Most people do not understand that mine is a sport, just like football or baseball, except I use a rifle. It is an NCAA and Olympic sport. I am grateful for the American Legion's support of the shooting sports. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you this morning.
In the sporter category, the championship was captured by a young shooter representing the Webster Junior Marksman. He's sponsored by Post 942 in Webster, New York. He won the title by firing 2,309.5 out of a possible 2,509. He intends to continue to participate in the American Legion Junior Shooting Sports Program and has his sights set on the Precision Air Rifle category for next year. Please welcome our 2014 Sporter Shooting Champion, Antonio Andre Gross.
Good morning. It is truly an honor to be here today with Matthew, Michael, and Joseph, my fellow 2014 youth champions, and especially with all of you who have done and sacrificed so much in service for our country. It is humbling to be in the company of such great men and women who have selflessly and bravely served our country and who continue to serve through your involvement with the American Legion. I would like to sincerely thank the American Legion and the Sons of the American Legion with a very generous college scholarship. College is still 3 years away from me, but the scholarship will go a long way towards funding my education and is greatly appreciated. I also want to thank my local post, Webster, New York, Post 942, Commander Greg Cody, Vice Commander and Shooting Coach Charlie Marvin, and Adjutant and Secretary Don Limborg. I also want to express my appreciation to Mr. Shane Abrahams and all involved with the American Legion Youth Development Programs. The events over the past few days here in Charlotte have shown me just how important the youth programs are to the entire American Legion family. Thank you for all you do to support and encourage kids like me. Finally, I want to acknowledge and thank my mom and dad and my twin sister, Alea. Words cannot express how proud I am to be part of the American Legion Junior Shooting Program and the impact it has had on me and on my family. The American Legion's Junior Shooting Program has opened many doors for me. I now compete in 4 shooting disciplines and have participated in matches at the state, regional, and national level. I am, however, most proud of my participation in the American Legion Junior Air Rifle Championship. I've made some very good friends through this event, and especially over the past several days here at the convention. And I've learned valuable life lessons that I will carry with me always. Thank you again to the American Legion, the Sons of the American Legion, my local Post 942, and the entire American Legion family. I'm truly honored and grateful to be part of the American Legion National Convention. Thank you all.
The 2013 American Legion Baseball All-Academic Team Captain is Matthew Adek, and our 2014 National Oratorical Champion is Ashworth Kumar. Unfortunately, Matthew and Ashworth couldn't be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013-2014 American Legion Youth Champions. Our next awards exemplify all that you as Legionnaires do throughout the year. The Spirit of Service Awards are given to men and women on active duty for their contributions to their communities and fellow citizens above and beyond the call. Assisting National Commander Dellinger in presenting the awards is Sergeant Kyle White, a recipient of the Medal of Honor. Please rise and join Commander Dellinger as he leads us in rendering appropriate honors to Sergeant White.
And salute. 2.
Our first Spirit of Service Award recipient spends time delivering baked goods to local police, fire, and emergency personnel who work during holidays. She also participates in the Army Service Blood Program, providing blood products for soldiers, veterans, and their families. She's currently assigned to the United States Army Medical Research Institute of Chemical Defense. Please welcome your Spirit of Service Award recipient, representing the United States Army, Specialist Cassandra Roussan.
Good morning. So they told us that we're in order based on the ages of the service, but I think they put me first because we all know the Army's the best branch, right? Right? I'm from Florida, so big shout out to Florida there. I've been stationed in Maryland for the last 4 years, though, so you guys have a special place in my heart. I'd like to thank the Legion for selecting me as this year's 2014 Spirit of Service recipient for the Army. It's a really big honor, and it's been really great being here. My family and I have really enjoyed it. You guys have been so welcoming and so gracious, and we're so excited to be part of such a great organization. We're really looking forward to hooking up with our local post when we get home and getting involved. I'd of course like to thank God. He's a big part of my life. He's given me a heart of service and provided me with a great church home and a lot of great people around me to support that. The Army has provided me with a lot of opportunities to serve, not just my country, but also my community. My local command at the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Chemical Defense has been really great. They are so awesome at recognizing their soldiers and just providing them with opportunities and just really, really being supportive. And that means a lot. My husband, Heath, and my daughters, Skylar and Cameron, are here with me. They have been unbelievable. My husband especially, he puts up with all of my whims and my need to constantly help everybody and does not hesitate to remind me that I can't do it all. I am just one person and sometimes I have to slow down. My daughters are amazing. My oldest daughter, Skylar, is really involved. She will donate her old toys. She gets really excited about picking out toys to send to kids for Christmas and just being involved. A couple weeks ago, we had our organizational day picnic, and she spent the whole day painting faces with me. So she's a really amazing kid. I was really hesitant about writing my speech because it's really hard to talk about serving because it's not something that we do because we want recognition. It's something you just do. And I was actually at a blood drive last week, and we were in a lull, and I was sitting at a bone marrow registry table and, you know, thinking about coming here and what I was going to say. And I looked around and I realized that we had about 50 to 70 donors that were there and that I had coordinated that. I had picked a location, I put out the flyers, I gave them the opportunity to come in. And it was overwhelming to really put it in that perspective. But then I realized that it had nothing to do with me. The people who really mattered were those 50 to 70 people who were there to donate their blood. Each one of those people got up that morning and decided that they were gonna save 3 lives. 1 unit of blood saves 3 lives. And that means so much, and it seems like such a simple act. And then we had about 20 people who signed up for a bone marrow registry. So that day, we had people who committed to saving almost 200 lives. And those are the people that really exemplify service. Those just unsung heroes who really just on a whim or just as part of who they are, don't hesitate to give to others. I want to leave you guys with a verse from the Bible from Romans 15:1. It says, "We who are strong have an obligation to bear with the failings of the weak and not to please ourselves." Thank you.
Our next recipient of the 2014 American Legion Spirit of Service Award comes to us from Veracruz, Mexico. He joined the U.S. Navy in May 2003. During his tour in Gulfport, Mississippi, he spent many of his off-duty hours volunteering to help clear roads and build temporary housing for victims of Hurricane Katrina. He also volunteered time coaching children of the Keflavik Youth Athletic Association Soccer League. Please welcome United States Navy Petty Officer 2nd Class, Porfirio Pimento.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. I would like to start my speech by telling you some of the nice surprises that this award has given me already. The first one was in early June. On my first day back from leave, Master Chief Lefebvre said to me, "The CEO wants to see you in his office right now. Follow me." The first thing that came to my mind was Captain Mask. The second was, what did I do wrong? When we got in the CEO's office door, he said, "Stop." Then it was about a minute, but to me it felt like about 8 hours. Pretty sure you've been in the service, know what it is to go and see the CEO. I'm pretty sure my face was all different colors. Anyway, so when he called me in the office, I stood at attention, say, "Good morning, sir." He said to me, "Do you know why you are here?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "You are here because you got the American Legion Spirit of Service Award." That was great news. Especially, there was no Captain Mask for me. You can laugh, it's fine. I wasn't laughing at that time. The second nice surprise was the award came with all expenses paid trip to Charlotte, North Carolina. Last but not least, from the moment I arrived here, every single member of the American Legion has been very nice to me and my family. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to my amazing wife, Susanna. She should be somewhere there. Sorry, honey, I can't see you. And my amazing daughter, Paulina. Pretty sure you have seen me hanging with them and giving a lot of kisses to my daughter. I love her. I want to say thank you to my English as second language teachers. As you can see it, I did not speak any English when I came to this country. And my teachers, Marjorie Cooper and Susan Stein, from New York City, they took the time to tell me English, and I really appreciate it. I want to say thank you to my outstanding chain of command, UT1 Islam, Chief Select Kennedy, Master Chief Lefebvre, and my commanding officer. They are outstanding. They are the reason I'm standing here in front of you and talking to you, and I really appreciate it. Please, let me dedicate this award to my wife and all the spouses who left their country and their family to serve our country. May God bless you and your family. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything you have done for me and my family so far.
Our next Spirit of Service Award is given to a Marine for his selfless community service while assigned to Headquarters Company, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division, Camp Schwab, Okinawa. During his tour on Okinawa, he volunteered hundreds of hours to various organizations on and off base, including the USO, Hinoko Orphanage, and the Kadena Special Olympics. He is cited as a leader and mentor in and out of uniform. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Corporal Ricardo Gonzalez, United States Marine.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here today. I'm truly humbled by the people I've met. And although I did not come with anyone, I found myself quickly surrounded by brothers and sisters, and I'm truly grateful. I would like to take this moment to thank my mother for raising me, Captain Thomas Malone, retired, for nominating me, the Marines and sailors of 4th Marine Regiment for supporting me, the United States Marine Corps for inspiring me, and the men and women of the American Legion who have recognized me for this prestigious award. What I cherish most is my title as a United States American. When I took my oath of allegiance, naturalized at the age of 13, I found it difficult to recognize what I did to earn my place among this great society. I understood one thing, that the reason I'm alive today is through the hard work of my mother and the community that supported my family and I. I understand I have an obligation to my community, state, and nation. Americans take care of each other. I cannot and will not miss an opportunity to prove constantly what it means to be an American citizen. If I am capable to ensure the welfare of my fellow man and woman is taken care of, then I will. Whether if it's an orphan from Japan without a role model, a woman, an elderly woman from Thailand who the society has abandoned her, or my fellow Marine who struggles with stress on a daily basis. I'm capable. I'm a man of action. Now I'll make change. If anything, please remember this. It is never so easy to smile when you see someone else smiling because of you. Thank you for having me. Semper Fidelis. God bless you.
The Spirit of Service Award is presented to our next recipient for volunteering much of her off-duty time as a mentor for female high school students. She also organized non-traditional career field trips for female high school students, and she spearheaded the creation of an adult mentorship program for troubled middle school children living in the Kodiak community. From U.S. Coast Guard Communication Station Kodiak, please welcome Operations Specialist 3rd Class, Christina Madsen.
Good morning, Legionnaires. Hope everybody is doing well this morning. I have a hard act to follow. I want to thank the American Legion for this great honor and everyone involved in bringing me all the way out here from Kodiak. I also want to thank my brother for taking time off of work to come and support me in this amazing, amazing honor. I want to thank my XO at ComState Kodiak for nominating me for this prestigious award. I'm so pleased to be a recipient of this incredible honor. When my XO informed me I had been chosen for the Spirit of the Service Award, to say it was surprised was an understatement. I never thought I would be chosen, let alone be the one to represent the entire Coast Guard at the American Legion National Convention. President Obama once said, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope." Volunteering has filled me with hope. I wouldn't be here if not for my fellow shipmates who at one time or another volunteered in our Kodiak community. I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude, and I'm humbled to be standing here in front of so many amazing people. Thank you all for your service, and thank you to the American Legion for this incredible opportunity.
Our next recipient has distinguished herself while serving as an air traffic control watch supervisor at Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho, home of the 366th Operations Support Squadron. Her volunteerism encompasses support for her fellow airmen, local veterans, and veterans organizations, as well as Habitat for Humanity, the Humane Society, and church food pantry programs. She's a fundraiser, a mentor, and a leader in her community. Representing the United States Air Force, please welcome Staff Sergeant Jessica Day.
I need a stool because I'm fun-sized. Good morning. Where is New York State? I just had to say hi. I would like to say, just for the record, that that Cass did say that we were in order of importance, but I'd like to think that they saved the best for last, so go Air Force. I would like to begin by thanking the American Legion for putting together such an amazing experience and for choosing us as your 2014 Spirit of Service Award selectees. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to thank Commander Dellinger for having us as your distinguished guests. It has been awesome. It's been top-notch hospitality, and it's been an absolute honor. Thank you. I absolutely must say thank you to my husband, Nicholas, for his continued unwavering support. He was unfortunately unable to attend the convention because he is currently serving a one-year tour in Korea as an Air Force air traffic controller. Nick, if you see this somehow, know that you are very missed, and I love you. I would like to thank my parents, Terry and Teresa, for instilling a very rigid sense of right and wrong. You see, they're corrections officers in upstate New York, so I really didn't have a choice. I also must say thank you to my grandparents who are in attendance today. My grandmother, Mary, or Nana, taught me the importance of volunteerism at a very young age by bringing me to many volunteer opportunities such as American Red Cross, blood drives, that sort of thing. My grandfather, John, or Papa, taught me about the military and what an honorable thing it is to be a part of. He is retired Navy, and he was absolutely right. Speaking of military service, thank you to Senior Master Sergeant Ken Adamchek, who is also in attendance today. Senior Master Sergeant Adamchek was my recruiter over 12 years ago. Sir, thank you for helping me make the best decision of my life very easy. And thank you for driving up from Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina to share today with me. Thank you to my leadership at Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho, namely Lieutenant Colonel McGlamory and Lieutenant Colonel Anthony, for submitting me for an honor such as this. I appreciate your confidence in me, and I never thought that anything like this would happen in a million years, but you did, so thank you for that. Fellow selectees, thank you for not only serving your country, but also serving your community. You truly do make a difference. It's been great getting to know each and every one of you for the past few days, and I wish you all of the best. Thank you all for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to the 2014 American Legion Spirit of Service Award winners.
One more time, a really big round of applause for our Youth Award winners and our Spirit of Service winners. Give us a big I just wanted to come back out and tell you that the part of the reason why I really want to thank you for letting me participate today is to be on this stage and share the stage with such a wonderful group of young people and people who are making a difference, and making a difference because of what you are doing in the American Legion. I cannot say enough on behalf of an extremely thankful nation. If you could accept it from me, I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of the nation for all of what you've done, the service to our country, the service to our veterans, past, present, and future. Thank you again for letting me participate today. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the American Military Spouses Choir.
No winter's call. say can tear me away from my guy. From my guy. You can do, 'cause I'm stuck like glue to my guy. My guy, my guy. He may not be a movie star when it comes to being happy. There's not a man today who could take me away from my guy. My guy. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, ain't no mountain high enough.
Good morning. Thank you very much. On behalf of the American Military Spouses Choir, we would like to say thank you so much for all that you've done. Thank you for what you do for our spouses. We are very appreciative and honored to be here. Again, thank you so much. Time asks no questions. It goes on without you, leaving you behind. If you cannot stand the pace, the world, well, it keeps on spinning. You couldn't stop it if you tried to. Best part is danger, staring you in the face. Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, got to be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, got to be tough. You got to be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know is the love will save the day. Well, I know. Well, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There ain't no doubt in my mind. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Love, sweet love, yeah. It's the day, mighty mind. It's the day, mighty mind. Yeah, 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 yeah. Living our lives a loving way. I'm talking about L-O-V-E, love, you and me. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Got to be bold, got to be wiser. You gotta be hard, got to be tough. You got to be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm. You together.
All I know is love will save the day. Oh, yeah. Love will save the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation once again to your American Military Spouses Choir. Montel. Stage left.
Sorry. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Montel, thank you for your words of encouragement. You're clearly a passionate advocate for veterans. We would like you to present you with your brand new American Legion cap. An American Legion.
Pow. Yes.
An American Legion lapel pin.
Yes. Thank you, sir. It's truly an honor, and I'm here. So this is not something I hope that you've given to me just as an honorary gift. Call me. Ask for me. I will do what you need.
We will do that.
Stand up, sir. Thank you.
Also, I'd like to present you with a medallion and the Commander's Challenge.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you again. Congratulations once again to our American Legion Youth Champions and our Spirit Service Award recipients. By the way, all of our Spirit of Service recipients are members of the American Legion. A recent